This is a Rogue Media Network podcast.
Through the night, deep in the heart of Texas, the trailer park is nice and dark. Deep in the heart of Texas, Cat drinks his brew and he spits his chew. Deep in the heart of Texas, the TV blares but no one cares. Deep in the heart of Texas, here we go.
Hey, everybody. Welcome to
Boah.
King of the Hill podcast. I'm Mike.
And I'm Rusty.
Rusty, season 5. I mean 6.
No, season 6.
I had a big build up there and then I screwed it up. Yeah, season 6, episode 1. Or, well, here's maybe why I said it, 5 ABE 24.
Oh, yeah.
So this was season 5, 24.
It's supposed to be like the last of season 5.
So this one has one of probably the most quoted King of the Hill phrases in it.
This is the Bobby Hill workout, the one where he does the women's defense course, right?
Yeah, this is the one.
The one.
All right,
Definitely
so
on that one.
It's nighttime on Rainy Street. There's some girls getting out of a car for a sleepover at Con's or Connie's. Bobby and Joseph, like little creeps, are sitting there on their bikes watching the girls all get out of
some old horn dogs.
They're getting out of the cars.
Did you ever do that as a teenager?
Man.
Y'all didn't ever ride up to like a girl's house and like throw rocks at the window?
Well, now there was a girl, and I was old enough to drive.
Yeah.
But we went,
I hope she was too.
We went to their house and burnt a pentagram in her yard one time.
Oh wow, burn a pentagram in her yard. All right.
I don't know if
that's one way to flirt.
I don't know if that says flirt or
was
if
she
that
one
says
of those
doom.
Was she one of those girls that says witch in bio or something?
No, this is before that. She was just a witch in real life. That's all it was.
Oh, we've got our Instagram chat here. We've got Texas Digital is YT Amaya's management and Levi Dry's management.
YT Amaya, is that oh shoot, tell me who you are. Yeah, I want to know who that is because I believe I know who it is.
Yeah. And then we've got Jordan. She says she's got a T-shirt that says "My purse, I don't know you."
What's up, Jordan?
So that's this episode.
That's awesome.
A cool thing, I guess I'll hit some quick facts
go for it.
real fast from Artie.
Artie facts.
We've got some notable voices in this episode. We've got Dennis Berkeley, who does Principal Moss. Yeah. Madeline Zima.
I don't know who that is.
I don't know who that is either. Does Susan Clemens. And then you've got Ashley Gardner.
Oh, yeah.
Who does the woman self-defense teacher. But Ashley Gardner's the one that has that offshoot show. I can't remember what it's called. But she's the one that has she has like an offshoot show that's in the King of the Hill universe.
It's like
because they mentioned Megalomart.
The Nices or the something. The Good family.
The Good family.
G-O-O-D-E.
Yeah, with an E on it. Yeah, that's the one. And then
the Nices.
Yeah. So in this episode, actually, it's the first fully featured digital coloring.
Oh, okay.
So
last one we had one scene that was done
one
that way.
scene.
This one's fully.
This is the first fully one, but it's also the last fully digital one until season 7, episode 10.
Really? So after this, they go
like
back to
a
hand
full
color.
series. They wouldn't even switch.
That is so weird.
And then they don't even fully switch until digital coloring until season 8.
Huh.
So this one, I guess it's like a trial run.
I guess they have to try it out. Yeah.
They had this episode digitally colored, and then it's like a full season before they do it again in season 7.
I'll be 100% honest with you. I didn't notice the difference. You know,
well,
it's not like you can really tell the difference. When it went
HD from 16:9, that's when I noticed. And that's season 8 is when it does that.
Oh, was it?
Because that's around the time. That's around the time that they were pushing HDMI, the HD, and everything. Real heavy.
Where you had to get a special antenna or whatever.
I used to have I had one of the last HDMI CRT TVs.
Oh yeah.
At one point, it was like a 2009. It was like the last model that Sony ran with the HDMI cable.
All right, here we go. So they were outside watching these girls like little creeps. Joseph, see the tall one with braces? That's Amanda. I'd give anything to be a flannel nightgown at that sleepover. See, he deserves that voice. That voice.
Yeah, no.
Bobby says, it'll never happen. I do have an unobstructed view of a hot girl-on-girl pillow fight action from my bedroom window. Creepy, Bobby. That's just, all of this is creepy. Joseph, not as good as the view from my roof with my dad's thermal goggles. Good God. I'll be able to see their body heat. Later, Bobby.
That's wild.
What a turd.
That's disgusting.
Okay, so we're inside. We're inside, and Khan is kind of preaching to the girls. He's giving them the what for, because he doesn't want any noise, doesn't want anybody getting in trouble, doesn't want any boys, all that kind of stuff.
None of that.
Lights out at 9:30. After that,
shenanigans.
After that, no laughing, no singing, no flashlights. Here comes Min. No ghost stories. He says, no, nothing except sleep. Also, you have to sign this, and hands them all a contract. He says, it says that we're not responsible for any injury that might occur during sleepover. Then he starts flipping through it.
We didn't have nothing like that at any friend that I
No.
stayed at, but my friend's mom did have a sign-in sheet.
Really?
And it would have
sign-in sheet.
Well, I think it was her way of tracking, because she had so many teenage boys coming in and out of her house. I think it was way her of tracking who was in her house if something came up missing.
I'm not saying it's a bad idea.
I think that was the underlying theme, but she just told us it's like it's something that she always did, like even from when her kids were little. But it was something that I guess is like a memory book type. Oh yeah, so and so was hanging out with me on this day.
BS. I'm
kinda
calling
thing.
BS on that. That is, she's trying to figure out who's taking her silverware.
Yeah, maybe.
Or
I
her
never stole
girlfriend's-
any silverware.
Or her girl's silverware, quote
yeah,
unquote.
yeah. I never stole any silverware.
Yeah.
I don't have any need for silverware.
He
that bad.
starts looking to, but sometimes it's not even about needing it.
It's
Just about taking it.
I prefer having forks to eat with.
I remember
I've never had to steal a fork.
I had an entire collection of bar glasses from a bar one time.
We used to do with lighters. I had a lighter drawer.
I'd go in, get a drink, then after I finish it, I'd stick it in the bushes, and then later on we'd come back and get all the glasses.
I used to see at the end, like, because I used to, I hung around in the stoner circles.
Yeah.
So it used to be me and one of my childhood friends. We were like. I don't know, Cheech and Chong, I guess if that's the two pair you want to call them. We were anywhere he was, I was, and if he wasn't with me, they're like, where's he at, kind of thing. Well, we would always play a game to see who could get the most lighters, and then whenever we left at the end of the night, we would get back to wherever we were staying at, and we would count to see who had the most lighters at the end of the night.
And then we set a straw man on fire and worship the devil. Okay, so
that was the devil. I thought it was just a goat.
It's just that dude.
I really like goat meat. I thought it was just a
just a
goat.
dude named Jeff.
We got Grant Nash in chat.
Hey, Grant Nash. All right, so he's looking through these contracts. He goes, Susan Clemens, is it? You forgot to initial here. He makes her make the correction, and he goes, okay, enjoy sleepover, and then they leave with the contracts. Next thing we see is a big pillow fight has broken out, which I've never understood.
Pillow fights?
Girls don't have pillow fights.
Oh, I don't know
That's
if
not
they
a
do or
thing.
don't. I looked up the actress that does her voice, though, Madeline Zima.
Yeah.
She was in Californication, apparently. But she was also Mia Lewis on Californication. I don't know if you know who that is. No. She was also Grace Sheffield on the CBS sitcom The Nanny, and she was Gretchen Berg on the NBC series Heroes.
Oh,
if you know any of those, I don't know any of them, but she is
Heroes.
She is a known actress. I guess
seems like a character actress.
Well, she was young actress.
Yeah.
Born in 1985. She was on The Nanny from 93 to 99, so she's kind of younger.
The Nanny, who is now the head of the Actors Union. Okay, so we see a pillow fight break out. Like I was saying about the pillow fights, it's a staple of like teenage comedies and porn that girls always have pillow fights. And I don't understand it. Never seen one.
Have you ever been in a pillow fight?
Never been in a pillow fight. No.
We never did pillow fights.
I was in a fort, but not a pillow fight.
Even as guys, we didn't. We had rock fights.
Sure.
My friend had a fort, and that his mom and them had built him in his backyard.
Yeah.
It was like on top was a clubhouse, and underneath it was where the go-kart would be parked and the little mini bike and the bikes and stuff.
Sure.
And
upstairs is where the fumes went.
We completely destroyed it with rocks.
Yeah.
We would have rock fights in the backyard.
Yeah, it always started as like a dirt clod fight, and then ended up being a rock fight, basically.
And the next thing you know,
then somebody's
all
pissed.
the glass windows
That's right.
they're all busted out.
So we see the pillow fight, and Bobby he's got his feet kicked up, and he's eating popcorn in his room watching this pillow fight. Again, creepy as shit. And Khan comes in. He goes, oh, dang, show's over. Khan says, what are you doing? What part of the contract didn't you understand? Give me the pillows. And Bobby on the other side, he's watching. He goes, Oh, that's it, Susan. Hide the pillow. Good girl. Good girl. Con finally sees the pillow. He goes, come on, cough up. He gives her the pillow. Con leaves. Connie turns the light back on and looks at one of the girls and says, you're not going to go to sleep now, are you? The girl says, I'd leave now, but I already paid your dad for the continental breakfast.
Yeah, that's funny. That's
a
wild
good
as shit.
joke.
Yeah.
That's a good joke. So she looks out the window. She sees Bobby over there. She slides open the window. She goes, Bobby. Bobby immediately responds with, honest, Connie, I wasn't watching. She goes, Bobby, my party's dying. Can you come over? Yes. I mean, just almost immediately. Dives into the bushes, crawls in through the window. As he's doing that, his shirt rips on a nail. He looks around, and Connie says, give the girls what they paid for. And then he starts dancing, and he rips off his shirt. The girls are just, oh, my God, shake it, baby. Give me some more motion.
Take it off, Bobby.
Joseph.
Take it off, Bobby.
Joseph is the one who says that because he's up on the roof watching with his night goggles. And he goes, shake it, baby. Give me some motion. Oh, yeah, she's got nice ones. And he's looking at Bobby. He's looking at the thermal image of
He's
Bobby.
looking at Bobby and saying he's got nice ones. Yeah, Bobby's man titties.
Bobby whips around.
That's funny.
He whips around the shirt, finally chunks it to one of the girls. Con yells through the wall, what
That's
are you
funny.
doing? This is a sleepover, not to play music loud all night over. Connie turns off the music, and then she looks over, and there's 3 boys outside the window. She goes, what's Chain Wasana Song doing here? The girl says, I might have told him you were having a sleepover. Chang, of course, comes in. What's up, ladies?
Voiced by Pamela Adlon.
Oh, really?
Yeah,
She did both him and Bobby, huh?
Him, Bobby, Clark Peters too.
Oh, what's up, Bobby?
And I could hear that.
Clark Peters comes in a minute. Bobby with no shirt turns to Chang and says, beat it, Wasana Song. They all laugh, and Wasana Song points to Bobby and goes, check it out. It's Booby Hill.
It's Booby Hill.
Like pointing at his boobies. Bobby says, when God was passing out wit, you thought he said zit and you asked for seconds. Now, out the window. And Chang just pushes right past him, still talking to the girls. We're not going anywhere. We came for a pillow fight. The girl says, Connie's dad took them all. He goes, then how about just a fight? And he punches Bobby in the stomach. Con comes in and says, what? No boys in slumber party. Oh, hey, Chang. Like his voice completely changes whenever he sees Wasana Song.
Now he's about to kiss this kid's ass for whatever reason.
He goes, how you doing? How's your dad? Still on membership committee at 9 Rivers Country Club? Chang says, yes, sir, Mr. Soup. Mr. Soup.
Mr. Soup. That's so disrespectful.
We were just walking by, and we saw Bobby sneaking in the window, and I wanted to make sure Connie was okay. Con says, Bobby Hill, out the window. Chang, you and your friends may use the door. I mean, it's just so one-sided here. He's coming around the back. He's doing that sad Charlie Brown walk towards his house through the backyard or alley. The guys come around through the gate. So there's the 3 guys, Chang and his three friends. And then you hear Bobby say, all right, guys, the girls aren't here. We don't have to pretend to be tough. Then Chang pushes Bobby down from the ground. He says, come on. I live next door. All I have to do is scream, and my dad will be you on like flies on pie. And Chang says, if you eat some dirt, then maybe I'll leave you alone. Bobby says, but I don't want to eat any dirt. They threaten him. He goes, maybe just a little. He turns over. He's on the ground. He's pretending to eat some dirt. He goes, yum, that's good dirt.
Yeah, that's good dirt.
And then Chang says, you didn't eat any. And then we switch to Hank asleep in the chair in the living room watching TV. He's watching Monsignor, what's the guy's name?
Martinez.
Monsignor Martinez.
Monsignor Martinez.
Monsignor Martinez is in an electric chair, and he says, Vaya con Dios. And then they flip the switch, and the whole audience gets electrocuted for some reason. There's absolutely no explanation as to these one-off scenes like this, but I absolutely love them.
Yeah.
Bobby comes running in, help, and he looks terrible, like he's all dirty and everything's ripped and
he's beat up.
He goes, Bobby, what have you been eating? He goes, dirt. Chain Wasana Song made me eat dirt. He beat me up. I'll get some ice. And they head to the kitchen. Not like, what's it about? What happened? Nothing. Just, I'll get some ice.
I guess you never really had to worry about a bully as big as you are, huh? As tall as you are.
Yeah,
so
not really.
You can't really bully somebody that's 6 foot plus.
Not much,
yeah.
man. Yeah, and I was... Anyway. All right, so they head to the kitchen. He goes, "Don't worry, Dad. I'll find out Chang's address."
Oh, you were the bully?
No. I didn't bully anybody. I pretty much stayed to myself.
Stayed to yourself.
Yeah,
that's probably for the best.
I had myself and about 3 friends, and we were always getting drunk and tearing things up. But that was about it. Don't worry, Dad. I'll find out Chang's address so you can go over there and make his dad eat dirt there in the kitchen.
Mm-hmm.
The thing that's funny to me is he hands Bobby some ice. It's already in a plastic bag, so they're ready for this because it must happen a lot. Yeah. He goes, "Bobby, remember when you and I pulled that big girl off of you at the park? That's not happening anymore." He hands him the ice. He goes, "There's only one person who can fight your battles for you, and I know you don't want to hear this, but that person is you." Bobby says, "Look at me. This can't fight." And he just kind of flips at his flab there. He says, "Then take a boxing course at the YMCA. You can learn anything at the Y." Sounds like a commercial. Mm-hmm. That's where I learned how to fight. You know, that's also where I learned to swim. And I put this down. I was like, wow, so original. Because that's what the Y does.
Yeah,
right?
that's exactly what they do.
Those two things.
Exactly what they do.
Bobby says, "So taking those boxing lessons kept the bullies from picking on you?" This is funny for Hank. He goes, "Bullies picking on me," and then he looks at Bobby and goes, "Oh yeah, sure, why not?" You know, because Hank never
he was the bully.
Hank never. Had
Hank was
anybody.
Definitely the bully because they've showed him making fun of people before as a teenager. Yeah,
absolutely.
Hank was the jackass, and I think that's a part of the dynamic between his relationship with Bobby is the kids that he used to pick on, and now he has to love the kid that he used to pick on. Yeah. So it's kind of like a poetic justice kind of thing from life, like a karma kind of thing.
Universe pays you
in his
back,
lap.
man.
Yeah,
universe pays you back.
So it's like, so if you want to bully these kids, now the kids you bullied, you got to raise this kid.
Well, just think about
that. It's funny because this kid's confidence is more than anything. Like Hank has been more insecure historically his entire existence than Bobby will ever be or has ever been. Bobby is so secure in himself. I think that's what makes Bobby an appealing character to people too.
Think about these kids that you're bullying. They're probably going to end up being your doctor at some point.
Or something.
Taking care of you in a nursing home or whatever.
Or they could still live at their mom's house.
That's true.
In the
could
basement.
go the other way. All right, so now we're at the Arlen YMCA. Bobby is at the desk talking to the guy behind the desk. I did not get a name there because he's guy at desk.
Which, these days, living at your mom's house isn't really like
there's no shame on it
There's no shame in it anymore because it's like almost a requirement.
I'm here to reinstitute the shame. The guy says, boxing is full, but I can put you on the wait list. People are always getting hurt. Bobby says, "You got to help me defend myself from Chain Wasana song." Like this guy knows who he is. He goes, "There is one other class, but it wouldn't be right for you." He goes, "There's nothing about the YMCA that's right for me, but until I'm famous enough to afford my own bodyguard, I am going to have to learn how to defend myself. Now do your job, sir." Bobby's such a freaking little Karen sometimes.
Yeah, he is.
All right, so he comes into the class, looks around. It's all women, one man. The instructor is up talking to the women, says, "Every one of you in this class is heavily armed right now. That's right, your keychain, your fist, that huge engagement ring." She looks over at Bobby and goes, "Are you sure you're in the right class? This is a women's self-defense." And Bobby looks over and he sees the man putting on that giant padded suit, like they get attacked by dogs
the big attack
and all
suits.
that stuff.
I've actually seen that live.
Have you?
The dog thing.
Yeah.
When I was in high school, we were in ROTC, and we went to Abilene to the Air Force Base. They have their Dias Air Force Base.
Yeah.
They have a couple of units that are stationed there. One of them is an explosive ordnance disposal unit.
Oh, yeah.
So we got to see... we got to wear one of the bomb suits.
Those guys are amazing.
Yeah, we got to put on
those people
one
amazing.
of the full bomb suits that they wear or whatever when they go to set off a bomb.
Right.
We got to wear one of those suits, and as
Hurt
a
locker.
17-year-old trying to
I don't doubt it.
It was impossible nearly. And then we also they have a canine training facility there as well.
Huh.
So they took us to the canine training facility, and they had some young airmen put on the suit or whatever, and he got hit by them big Belgian Malinois or whatever they are. And he was standing out there with his arm getting attacked by them and showing us like as a demonstration. It's pretty cool.
People don't understand how strong those damn dogs are.
Oh, crazy! Because the guy that was doing it, was like 6'4".
Yeah,
and it's just a regular size Belgian Malinois or whatever. I think that's what they're called. Belgian Malinois is the ones they use. And
I had to pay extra for a Belgian Malinois.
You did. It was probably 20 feet away from him. And whenever they did the signal for the dog to lunge, it closed the distance within seconds. And when it hit him so hard that it blew him off his feet, and he just was on the ground.
They have nothing else to think about. They're solely
focused on that.
Focused on that one thing. That's all they care about. Anyway, he sees the guy putting on the stuff in the padded suit in the corner. He goes, "Please, miss, all the other courses are full." She says, "I'm sorry, it's for women only. We're trying to maintain a certain comfort level here." He goes, "But I hate men as much as you." She says, "I don't hate men. I just hate being a victim." Bobby says, "I hate being a victim too. Look, I was at a girl's slumber party last night when 3 men pushed me to the ground and made me eat dirt. That changes her mind." She says, "Oh my, okay, you can stay. Now grab a whistle and prepare to be empowered." The padded guy walks up for the demonstration. The lady gets next to him, and they're putting on this little demonstration here. She goes, "Most women who are attacked are subdued by verbal threats. Today, we're going to get used to hearing these threats, keeping our cool, and practicing some responses of our own to the utmost vulnerable areas of a man's anatomy." So the padded guy starts to attack her, you know, in this slow motion attack like you do when you're training. He goes, "Shut up and give me your purse." She says, "I don't know you. That's my purse," and kicks him right in the balls. All the ladies are shocked, and she says, "Okay, I want everybody to try it. You first." And she points at Bobby. She goes, "See, I don't hate men." Bobby gets up there in front of the padded guy. He goes, "Give me your purse now." Bobby says, "That's my purse." And then, like, real weakly, he didn't know what to say, you know. The lady says, "Don't be afraid to shout it. That's my purse. Try it again." He says, "That's my purse. I don't know you." Kicks him right in the balls.
Right in the nuts.
Woo! That was a tough one, too. It was
Right
a
in the
big old
nuts.
kick by Bobby. He was letting it all out.
Well, you know, there's no such thing as a fair fight.
That's
There ain't no such
that's
thing.
where I disagree with Hank here.
Yes. There ain't no such thing as a fair fight.
You get in a fight with me, and I
I'm
remember
going to kick you in the nuts if I can, or grab you by one of the two.
me and my cousin got into a fight outside of a gentleman's club one time.
Yeah.
And I was going for any area that I possibly could, and my cousin, he would reach over and pull the antennas off of cars and start whipping people with that. Yeah, it was.
That's wild. Yeah, that's crazy.
It wasn't an easy fight.
Yeah.
No. All right, so we're at Tom Landry Middle School playground, and Bobby and Connie are walking around, and he goes, "What'd you get for number 5 on the test?" Connie says, "D." He goes, "D? I thought you wrote B." And then Wasana Song and his buddies come around. He goes, "Hey, booby, Connie, when you kiss this loser, do you still taste dirt?" And, of course, Connie, not being cool, not understanding, retorts. She goes, "No, not anymore, jerk." Like, yeah, I did at one time. Bobby says, "You asked her about dirt. She answered, 'I don't think we have any more business.'" He goes, Don't smart mouth me, Hill." He pushes him down, gets on top of Bobby. Bobby's like, "Get away from me." He taunts him, "Get away from me. Come on, eat some dirt." Pushes his face down into the dirt. You can see Bobby's entire countenance change.
Yeah, he's ready.
Where he just flips over and he's like, "I'm going to do it."
Yeah.
He goes, "Let go of my purse. I don't know you." Kicks him right in the nuts.
Right in the beans.
Jumps.
Yeah.
He looks around and goes, "Who's next?" And that goes straight into commercial. So that's our first commercial break, and we'll be right back.
Yeah.
Remember where your purse
We'll
is.
be right back.
Snack Attack is a podcast about the history of your favorite snacks, candies, and treats. Each 5-minute or less episode features the history of a great snack from around the world. We'll also visit what the status of the snack is today and give you a little knowledge to lord over your friend. Snack Attack is available anywhere you get your podcast or at roguemedianetwork.com. Let's get snacking!
Step into the unexpected with Cultastic, or How to Start a Cult Without Really Trying. A podcast where cult creation unfolds in the most unpredictable way. Join us on a unique journey into the world of theoretical cult formation. Unlike any other podcast, each episode of Cultastic is co-written in part using ChatGPT, and we let it decide our fate, good or bad. What makes Cultastic truly intriguing? We don't know what's coming each week. Together with our AI co-author, we'll discover and build this cult, one episode at a time, exploring various aspects of cult dynamics, leadership, and group psychology. Delve into themes of charisma, influence, and the power of group thinking. It's a blend of expert analysis, theoretical exploration, and the unforeseen twists of AI-generated ideas. Remember, Cultastic is an exercise in imagination and education where we weave a narrative one episode and one tenant at a time. Curious about where this journey will take us? Subscribe to Cultastic or How to Start a Cult without really trying on your favorite podcast platform or at roguemedianetwork.com. Let's build this mission to save the people of Earth, week by unpredictable week.
All right, and we're back. Hope you found your purse. Now we're in the kitchen with Peggy and Hank. Bobby comes in. He goes, Mom, Dad, Chang was waiting for me after school. Peggy said, did you remember to tell him inside every bully there's a coward? Yeah, that never works.
That never works. That'll never work.
Hank says, that's okay, Peggy. I don't see any blood, no dirt. You ran away, didn't you? He goes, no, I stayed and fought, and I won. This is so much cooler than getting beat up. Hank, of course, just waiting for any kind of news like this. He says, well, all right, son. You know that Chang Wasana song must know all kinds of, and forgive me, this didn't travel well, Oriental martial arts. And you beat him with good old American YMCA know-how. Bobby says, yeah, we're all excited. But before you get too carried away, I should let you know that I got detention tomorrow. Hank says, detention for beating up a bully? I'd say somebody's earned himself a trip to a PG-13 rated movie.
Oh, wow. What a treat.
Well,
what a treat.
Hey, in Hank's house, it's a pretty damn big treat.
I'm surprised Hank will watch a PG-13 rated movie himself.
I'm surprised Hank will watch a movie. I mean, that's the thing. All right, the next day.
Now, all he watches is Gunsmoke and The Rifleman.
Well, and Senor Martinez, but it puts him to sleep.
Yeah.
All right, so we're at detention. Joseph is with him. He opens the door and he goes, my dad says that whenever you're in a jail-type situation, the best way to survive is to take out the biggest guy there. That way you establish who's boss right from the get-go. Or you can hang yourself with your pants. He says that's another way to go.
That's dark. That's pretty dark.
I love that. Bobby goes ahead and goes in, and immediately these bullies all scoot their desks up next to him because he's going to, like, take them out. And he looks at them. He gets up and he goes, which one of you guys is the tallest? And then he commences to, that's my purse. I don't know you. Kicking, punching, taking care of these kids.
Yeah.
All right, now he's with Connie after school.
He's just putting toted nuts all over the recess yard.
He's found a solution, and he's just going to use it as often as he can.
Which I'm surprised it works so often. Because if I knew there was a kid going around giving the boot to everybody, the first thing I'm doing is grabbing your leg. You know what I mean?
I don't know that a lot of people know it yet, right?
Yeah.
I think right now is when he's going to give himself away because he's out in the schoolyard now and he's basically calling for it.
Yeah, because I watch a little bit of UFC, not a whole lot, but one of the easiest
takedowns.
They
don't kick in the nuts, do they?
No, they don't kick in the nuts, but one of the easiest takedowns is from a kick. Mm-hmm. Like when someone goes to kick and they grab their leg and they take them down, that's usually one of the easiest ways to do it. Because you knock off somebody's center of balance when they're just standing on one leg, you know. So
they're walking around after school, and Connie says it's a metal shop kids. If they hassle us, just run. They won't be able to catch us because they smoke. I think that's a funny joke too. They start walking past. One of the punks says, "Bobby, play any kickball today?" He goes, "Why? You up for a game?" He goes, "Oh, just saying hi, just saying hi." He backs off. I mean, just almost. I mean, he's like, "Oh no, I don't want anything. I don't want anything." Connie says, "Why are they scared? You didn't kick another person in the groin, did you?" Bobby says, 3 people. I didn't go looking for trouble. Trouble came a-knocking, and Bobby Hill's foot answered the door. She goes, "You know, Bobby, I kind of liked it better when you used to play dead or you joked your way out of a tight spot." "I'm sorry, what were you saying?" "Tony Zamardi's is wide open right now. Like he's going to go over and kick a guy in the nuts." All right, the next thing we see is Clark Peters bullying a guy in the hallway. and he's got a kid up against the locker. Bobby comes into the hall. Hey, Peters, you giving my friend a hard time? Back off. This is none of your business, Bobby. I'm making it my business, Peters. What are you going to do? You going to kick me in the dads? He goes, am I going to do it? Yes. When am I going to do it? Don't know. Could be tomorrow. Kick. And I mean, he just right out of the blue kicks him right in the nuts. He goes, now, one thing you'll find out about me, Clark, is that I'm not a very patient person. He's got the whole
He's letting
thing.
it go to his head. Yeah,
Oh,
he's letting
boy.
it go to his head for sure.
He
You're
fakes,
just good at kicking people in the nuts. Chill out, Bobby.
he fakes a kick at him, and he kind of winces.
This might be a
He just
shitty
walks
Bobby
off.
episode.
It is a shitty Bobby episode. All right, now we're in Principal Moss's office, and Principal Moss says, I wish I'd call you folks in here for pleasanter circumstances, but I'm afraid your son's been caught fighting again on the school grounds. Hank says, well, first of all, my son was just defending himself. Second of all, I do consider these pleasant circumstances. The Principal Moss pushes the intercom. Emily, send Bobby in. Remember Emily, the crossing guard?
The crossing guard,
that's
Emily.
his, like,
yeah,
right-hand
the hall
man.
monitor. Yeah. He can't afford staff, so he's got
It's
Emily.
So good. Emily, send Bobby in. Bobby comes in. He goes, Bobby, you want to tell your parents how you won your fight? Which one? The one against Chang? Sure. He goes, okay. Well, there I was standing in front of Chang. It didn't look good. I mean, let's face it. He's faster and stronger than me. So if I was going to beat this guy, I had to act fast. Hank says, smart thinking, son. He goes, so I faked to my left, but he got a hold of me and knocked me down, but not out. I yelled, let go of my purse at the top of my lungs. Hank and Peggy just look at each other like, what the hell is he talking about? He goes, then with all my might, I kicked him as hard as I could in his testicles. Hank says, what? Moss says, all right, tell your Peters about the Clark Peters fight. He goes, so there I was standing. He goes, just skip to the end of the fight. You mean before or after I kicked him in the testicles?
Yeah.
Hank was like, Bobby, where in the heck did you learn to do that? He goes, at the women's self-defense course I signed up for at the Y. Women's self-defense.
And then a shitty Peggy quote coming up.
See, it's kind of a shitty Hank, though, because he looks right at Peggy, just like, okay, it's women, so it's your fault.
Yeah.
You know? She goes, what did I do? She goes, it was your idea to send him to the Y in the first place, so I could point the finger at you. Now, here's shitty Peggy.
But I won't.
But I won't. But I could.
Yeah, but I won't. But I could. I think that was a combination of they were all being a little shitty.
Oh, yeah. Peggy and Bobby leave. Hank and Principal Moss stay behind. He goes, I'm afraid we're going to have to suspend Bobby from school for a couple of days. And they walk out. And he goes, Hank, can I talk to you alone? I mean, not as principal to parent, but, man to man. He goes, sure. You can't have your boy going around kicking people in the testicles. He goes, I know that, Carl.
I like that, though. He goes, not as principal to parent, but man to man.
Man to man.
You got to tell your kid to quit kicking people in the nuts, brother.
All right, so we're in the garage at the Hills house. Hank has drawn a stick figure of a person and saying not to kick him in the nuts on the little box he's got.
Yeah.
This, Bobby, is the belt line. You never, ever hit below that. Always above, never below. GarciaKlay never hit below the belt. That was interesting to me that
he
Hank
said
brought up
GarciaKlay instead of Muhammad
Yeah.
Ali.
Mm-hmm.
There was a kid in school that was known if you're getting into a fight with him,
Yeah.
he would try to take it would end up being a wrestling match, and he would take you to the ground, and he would try to grab you like a bowling ball. He would try to stick his thumb in your ass and grab your balls at the same time.
Holy crap.
So he would try to grab you like that.
Nope.
Yeah. So
That
he
kid had
didn't
some
have
friends.
very many people fighting him, that's for sure.
Probably
But he was a bully. He was a kind of a bully
Probably
guy.
didn't have a lot of friends either, probably because his hands stunk so much.
I'm not sure why somebody would. I mean, if you're fighting somebody, and I guess you want to kind of humiliate them,
Yeah, I guess.
shoving your thumb up their ass was
Either that
is
or you
one
like
way
ass
to do
play,
it.
one or the
Yeah,
other.
one of the two.
So
I think it was a domination thing. It was kind
I'm
of some
sure it
some
is. I'm sure it is.
some weird powerful thing.
I
I
guess.
don't know, some power over you.
So he goes, GarciaKlay never hit below the belt. Bobby says, but Dad, if I'm in a fight with someone who wants me to literally eat dirt, you're telling me I shouldn't do the one thing that's going to save me? Boom! And he fakes a kick. He goes, you learn to move in a woman's self-defense class. You are not a woman. He goes, but it works.
Logically, yeah.
Yeah. He goes, son, I'm going to show you how to fight above the belt. He pulls out some boxing gloves. He goes, here, these are my old YMCA gloves. Put them on.
So
Bobby-
Hank used to box.
Apparently.
That's a new fact. Yeah.
Bobby goes, okay. And he puts on gloves. Hank puts on gloves. And he goes, now, Bobby, just to warn you, you're probably going to have to take a couple of shots before you
Yeah,
learn
for
how
sure.
to protect yourself properly. Now, get your gloves up like this. He goes, good, good. And then he smacks him on the head a little bit. He goes, keep your hands up, Bobby, and move a little. And bam, smacks him a little bit. Don't just stand there like a pole. Come on, come on, come on. You're not moving. Smack, smack. He's just kind of goading Bobby on.
Yeah, smacking him.
And the thing is, he's like doing this whole rope-a-dope thing the whole time. He goes, like this, see? Come on, come on, come on. Here we go. Smack, smack, smack. Okay, now try to hit me with a punch as hard as you can. Come on. Bobby takes the swing. He misses. He goes, you leave your face open. You're going to get popped. And just pop, pop. He goes, see? Pop, 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 see? And Bobby has had enough.
Yeah, he gets frustrated. And the one thing that you should never, ever do, I actually, I had an older cousin of mine that actually got arrested and put in jail because his kid kicked him in the nuts and he punched his kid in the stomach as hard as he could. He punched his teenage son in the stomach. There's a lot of other issues and stuff that go on with all that. But, his son kicked him in the nuts and he punched his kid in the stomach and he went to jail for it.
So he riles up and finally just, pow, kicks Hank right in the nuts. And he goes, you left yourself open, Dad. Pop, pop. It's not so much the kick, it's the sentence afterwards. Pop, pop. Yeah. I mean, he's just
pop,
like, pop, motherfucker. All right, and that's the second commercial break. We'll take that as Hank finds some ice for his nuts, and we'll be right back.
Pop, pop.
Ned Hillsdale, a hard-drinking, foul-mouthed ex-cop turned private detective in the city of Chicago. He lives dangerously, loves intensely, and drinks harder than anyone. The very things that got him kicked off the force now make him the city's best detective. Set against the low rumble of sad jazz and the hum of underground crime, Ned Hillsdale, Private Detective, is available anywhere you get your podcasts and at roguemedianetwork.com.
Hey everybody, I'm Tony, and some call me Big T.
And I'm Carrie, and we have some exciting news. We have a podcast.
Absolutely, it's called My Husband is a Hunka Burning Love.
No.
And we'll be discussing some different sex positions overweight couples can easily perform, correct?
I don't think so. It's called I Married an Idiot.
I know, I'm just kidding.
We'll try to stay on task, focus. Did you take your Adderall today?
Really? You're going to ask me that? Are you insinuating something?
Never mind. You may be wondering why we're doing this. We have been together for 36 years.
36 short, long
years.
Freaking years. But we must be doing something right?
Well, we must be. But this is where the fun starts.
And you know me, I love having fun. Fun is the best thing to have.
Yes, it is. On our show, we're going to be discussing a wide variety of topics. And I'll give you my opinion, and you'll give your opinion. So please, do not embarrass me.
I'm not going to embarrass you. I told you 1,000 times, but you also need to learn to get some thicker skin if you're going to be doing this. No. And don't take everything so damn personal.
I know, but you get personal.
Anyway, it's up to you, not you, Carrie, but the podcastee listeners,
the
audience, to decide which one of us is the idiot.
It's going to be pretty obvious, trust me.
Absolutely, totally obvious. Was that a shot?
Of course not.
Okay, good. Just checking. So, you know, everybody has an opinion. It's like my daddy always said.
Oh, no. Here we go.
Well, it's true. An opinion is like an ass. Everyone has one, and some are bigger than others, or it went something like that.
Stop. Would you be nice? See what I mean? Tell them where we can be found.
Anywhere you get your podcast or roguemedianetwork.com. Just look up I Married an Idiot. Sit back, relax, and give us a try. I promise you it will be entertaining. And if you want to contact us, you can shoot us an email. Well, I don't seem to have the email at the moment. This is not good. I don't seem to have that at the moment, but we'll let you know, so stay tuned, and I promise you we'll let you know. Sorry.
Really?
Well.
But yes, eventually we'd love to hear your feedback. You can give us suggestions on what topic to cover, comment on our show or an episode, or just drop us a line to say hello.
Just remember, any negative feedback should be directed toward Carrie, and all positive feedback should go to me.
Wrong again.
Hey, babe, look, we got to go. Let's wrap this up.
Okay, just remember to tune in. It's going to be fun, and thanks for giving us a try.
Absolutely. Until next time, peace out. God dang.
I thought it went pretty good.
That went well, not.
Well, I thought it went okay.
Why didn't you tell me the email? Do we even have an email?
You said you were getting the email.
I did not. When did I say that?
You're such an idiot.
Oh, the hell with it.
All right, and we are back. Going to wrap this sucker up, and remember to wrap your nuts up if you're around Bobby.
If you've been palpitating your left testicles.
So you see like one of those tropes, where the guy that's passed out, his eyes start to open and he sees all the people
starts to
around
wake
him.
up and everybody's
Last person I want to see
like
first.
a fisheye lens.
Yeah, last person I want to see first is Bill. But Bill is leaning down and goes, "You have been kicked in the testicles." It's just like
I don't know. I think Hank's kind of a wuss, honestly.
Well,
I've been kicked in the testicles and
know.
never passed out.
It's according to how hard Bobby kicks.
I've been toe punched by soccer players in the nuts.
Bobby does that like the Rockettes kick dancing thing.
Yeah, he does. But I've been kicked in the nuts pretty hard, and it's enough to make you puke. But I don't know about pass out.
Well, you see,
I think Hank might. Well, he might have a narrow nutsack too, or something. I don't know.
Narrow nutsack. So we see that Bill, Peggy, Dale, Boomhauer's around. There's 2 EMTs there, and Hank's on the ground laid out
one for each testicle.
with a blanket on him. And the EMT says, "I palpitated the left testy, and everything checks out. There's going to be quite a bit of swelling for a few days." Peggy's like, what about the other one?" He goes, "Well, we can't find it right now. No need to panic, though. I'm sure it's there. I'm sure it's there. It'll probably make an appearance when the swelling goes down." God almighty. Boomhauer said, "Man, lie still, man. You don't try to move, man, because kicking them on the nut, man. Let the testicles, don't move, man." Bobby's like around the corner watching all this. He never comes in. Now we're in the den. Bobby comes in. Hank is in an easy chair, which I've never seen in this room. And he's covered up, and he's in front of the TV. He's basically, just sitting there with his sore nuts. It's like he got a vasectomy almost,
Yeah, he's in a pretty dramatic, it's a really dramatic toe punch to the nuts. One of the most dramatic displays of ball kickery I've ever seen.
Ball kickery. We need a ball kickery league.
Yeah.
Okay, so
I don't want to be a part of that league.
No, I just mean a shirt.
That would be kind of that would be a really, really crazy because.
Well, you see the slapping.
Well, when I first watched the UFC, I thought that was crazy, and then they come out with the slapping thing, where their whole goal is literally the CTE that's going to come out of the slap thing is going to be worse than any sport going. It's going to be worse than bull riding. I think bull riding is the worst sport for concussions right now.
Well, sure. Smacking them.
I've been watching a lot of bull riding.
Have you?
Yeah. You ever heard of J.B. Mooney? Man, best guy to ever ride a bull ever. J.B. Mooney. Yeah, he rode a couple of what they call in the business rank bulls.
Rank bulls.
What he would do is
does that mean they are ranked or they're rough?
Rough bulls.
Okay.
What he would do is he could ride the easy bull and win the easy money and take the easy way out, but he was always known for going up there and saying, "Who's the biggest, baddest bull?"
Just like Bobby.
And he would ride the biggest, baddest bull. Yeah.
So Bobby comes walking in. He's got a tub of ice cream with him, and he goes, "Dad, I thought maybe you'd like some ice cream." Hank takes it from him, puts it on his nuts, and then hands Bobby the melted peas that he had.
Melted peas.
here's my
mushy
nut peas.
Yeah, here's my mushed peas.
He goes, "I'm sorry about what happened, but when you hit me in the nose," and Hank says, "You mean the nose above your belt? If I remember correctly, and your shot below my belt hasn't affected my memory, I was teaching you how to fight above the belt."
He was trying to.
Bobby says, "It was the way I learned how to defend myself." He goes, "By kicking me in my fellas? Dirty pool, mister.
Dirty pool."
Now, let's discuss your punishment. He goes, "Punishment for what? You told me to go to the Y and learn to defend myself, and I did. No television, no video games, and no ice cream until further notice." Video games. He goes, "That's not fair. You can't do that." Hank says, "I'll tell you what I can't do. Sleep on my stomach, but I can sure as heck punish you." And then he reclines, and Bobby just kind of leaves the room. We're in the alley with all 4 guys, and one of them being Hank, but he's in a lawn chair, still with that blanket on him, sitting on the ground. He goes, "Bill, toss me a beer. I have to take my anticoagulant." And Dale looks at him and goes, "I live in constant fear of the day Joseph finally can take down his old man. If I were him, I'd do it while I was sleeping. Best chance he's got. Although I've recently learned how to sleep with my eyes open." God, I'm tired. I love that.
Yeah.
Bill says, "Oh, how I wish I had a son to kick me in the nuts." So Dale kicks him right in the nuts.
Bam.
Yeah.
Be careful what you wish for.
Be careful what
you wish for.
Hank, it doesn't even faze Hank. He goes, "Yeah, I promise you, Bobby's sorry he ever did that. Right now, he's out back pulling weeds. No gloves, no weasel." Do you know what he's talking about when he talks about the weasel?
Never heard of that expression.
Weed weasel. So it's this thing that you used to pop in the ground below it, and then you would pop it up with your foot, and it would pull the whole weed up.
Oh,
That's what he was talking about.
I know what that is.
Garden weasel is what it was called.
Yeah, we had.
It was one of those as seen on TV things.
We had our hands.
Yeah.
That's what it was.
Yeah, that's about
My
right.
dad said,
Yeah.
"Tools. You were born with tools,
That's
son.
right.
Those
You
are your
got 'em.
hands."
Weeds.
Weeds was I guess I don't know if it was a form of punishment for like older. Like, is that like a form of punishment you ever had to go
Pulling
do as
weeds?
a kid? Go pull weeds. My dad and them.
I
had
was
to go
allergic
pull
to all that
weeds.
stuff, so I got out of
Oh,
it.
you got out of it.
Yeah.
My dad and them had to go pull weeds and stuff sometimes. So one time, one of my uncles was babysitting, and me and my brother got into like a fight or something. It was my fault, and he had me go pull weeds.
It's
That was
better than having to
punishment.
go get your own switch.
I'd rather go get my own switch than pull weeds, to be
That's
honest with
probably
you. And I
true.
think that's
At least
why he
it's
made
over.
me pull
Yeah.
weeds, because he knew I'd rather take the ass whooping
Knows
than
how you hate it.
sit out there and pull weeds for an hour in the hot ass Texas sun.
So it kind of transitions over to Bobby.
We're just healing childhood traumas here.
Bobby, it's better than healing our nuts.
Yeah.
Bobby's in the background, in the backyard. He's pulling some weeds up. He pulls up a piece of ragweed, which is not really what you want to take to people.
No,
But he
definitely
takes
not.
it to Connie's window and says, "Ragweed for my lady." And then he crawls in the window. She says, "Where you been? Word in the halls is you got suspended for kicking Principal Moss in the crotch." Bobby goes, "What? No, that's crazy. I kicked my dad in the crotch." "You kicked your father?" We all have those feelings, Bobby, but you never act on them. It just tells you what Khan's thinking half the time. Khan busts in and he goes, "I heard what you did to Chain Wasana song. Unforgivable. Then I heard what you did to your father. Very funny. So I'm conflicted."
yeah, of course he is.
Bobby says, "My dad didn't think it was funny, so he's giving me a million chores to do." And this is really shitty of Khan, by the
Yeah,
way.
it is.
He goes, "What? Old man punishing you? You don't have to take that from him till he can get up from that chair. You the boss." That's shitty to tell somebody else's kid.
Well, not only is it shitty to tell somebody else's kid, it's shitty to follow through with what some neighbor tells you to
That
do
just
as well.
sucks, yeah.
But according to Artie here, that Game Boy that Bobby's playing with was originally dark red in a different episode. In this
really?
episode, it's blue.
Yeah.
So I would have never have seen that, but Artie got that one for us.
Great. Thanks, Artie.
He says he either has 2 Game Boys or he has skins for
Oh,
his
I don't
Game
doubt
Boys.
he has 2 Game Boys.
I'm pretty sure it's probably 2 Game Boys. He's
I
got
don't-
one for the bathroom, one for the bedroom, one for the living room kind of thing.
I'll tell you a big secret.
Okay.
What time was this? When was this? 2001?
Oh, this is the first episode after September 11th.
Okay. Then that means there was only one color Game Boy, and it was that neutral color because it was the big fat Game Boy at this time.
I'm sorry to bust your bubble, but at this time in 2001, the Game Boy Color had already came out,
had
and there
it?
was probably like 50, there's probably like
okay.
30
All right.
colorways
Okay.
at this point.
I
And
know
also,
I had an original one, and it was that color. and
yeah,
that was about it.
During that era, when
don't
they
think I
put the
ever owned a
original
color.
one out, the original one was the only variant for only a short time because they did collaborations with. There was like a blue one, I think, for Toyota.
Well, I
there
think there
was
was
a black
Pikachu
one
one
for.
also, wasn't there?
No, there wasn't. There was a
You sure?
there was a Pikachu on the Game Boy Color one, but not for the original.
No, that's
Game
what I
Boy.
meant on the color.
Oh, on the color, yeah. But for the big ones, the original ones, like you're talking about, they didn't have very many colors, but they started doing collaborations with stuff. So, like I said, there's like a blue one out there.
Originally, it came out in about this color.
yeah,
that was
yeah,
about
gray.
right.
It was like a gray color.
like gray, like.
There was a
off
black
white.
one too. There was a black one with a German soccer team. There's a red one. I have a red one. That was the one I had. Was the ultra rare. It's probably like one of my prized like possessions in my
Really?
video game collection.
Yeah.
Is the Manchester United themed Game Boy in the 90s. For those of you that either didn't grow up in that era or weren't in tune with soccer,
Right.
Manchester United was like the sports team in the world at that time. It was bigger than Dallas Cowboys at the time. They were the #1 sports franchise in the world, but that's back when they had
Manchester?
Manchester
Yeah.
United. That's back in the early 90s. That's when you had David Beckham and stuff
Yeah.
like that were on
Yeah.
the team, Wayne Rooney and stuff, like some really big name
Shit, he's
guys.
still there. It's hard to believe that Beckham is still. Well, I guess he's not playing anymore, though, is he?
Nah, I think he
For a while. He was there for a
co-owns the
while.
LA Galaxy, I think is what he does now or something. He doesn't play anymore. He just part owns somewhere, which is kind of what everybody does, except
Sure.
for Michael Jordan. He co-owns a NASCAR team.
Well, Michael Jordan, he owned the
Charlotte Hornets.
Well, he owned Charlotte Bobcats.
Bobcats.
That then became the Hornets, and then he sold it.
And then,
because it was
but he's got a NASCAR
terribly
team.
run. Oh yeah, well, I'm sure
he does, and
running into walls too.
And no, they're actually one of the better teams because he's got more money. Like the
He's
more money
not he's not a great owner of anything.
No, he is. He's a businessman, I guess. He's all about the money. He doesn't really care
man.
about the.
I don't know. He had a Hitler
don't know.
mustache in a Hanes commercial, so I don't know how good a businessman he is.
Yeah, I don't know.
We got Hank in a chair trying to read the paper. He's still covered up and all that.
Yeah.
He hears beep, beep, beep over in the corner, and he goes, "That better not be what I think it is, and I think it's a Game Boy."
And it is.
Is it a Game Boy? He goes, "Yeah, Dad, it's Game Boy."
Playing Pokemon.
He goes, "That's a video game. I told you no video games. Give it to me."
Video games.
He goes, and this is unlike Bobby. He goes, hold on, I'm almost done. He goes, now. He goes, in a minute. And of course, Hank can't get up. Hank says, if you don't bring that to me right now, he goes, in a minute. He goes, get back here. God, he tries to get up. He goes, God, the pain is unbearable. All right, mister, you got 1 minute. Hank's just hobbling around the
Hank
house,
ain't liking this.
chasing after him. Dang it, Bobby, it's been at least a minute. Peggy's kind of watching. He comes into the kitchen. He sees Bobby sitting there playing his game. He goes, you started a new game, didn't you? He goes, yes. He goes, we had a deal. Peggy says, Hank, what is going on? He goes, I'm punishing Bobby. I'm not going to ask you again, Bobby. Bobby's outside. He goes, give me that god-dang video game. He goes, not now. I'm dealing with a giant spider here. Okay. Again, Bobby doesn't do this.
A giant spider. I'm
He
trying to
doesn't
think of the
do
game
this.
he's playing.
There's no giant spider game. Peggy has had enough. She goes, Bobby Hill, you give your father that game right now, and you do it. And she goes, you give your father that game, and you do it right now. Hank's like, it's okay. I got it under control. He's going to give me the game soon. He goes, soon. I'm almost bored with it. Why don't you go inside? I'll find you later. Bobby, come on.
Yeah.
You know what's coming, man. Hank can't really make it to him. He goes, come on. And then Peggy is super friggin' pissed. She goes, hand it over. He goes, Mom, this is between Dad and me. I'll give him the Game Boy when I decide I'm ready to. Woof.
So this is a little bit of trivia, I guess, here for the end of it. So I went ahead and looked up giant spiders giant spiders, Game Boy game, whatever. There was a game that had giant spiders on it. It was one of the mobs in the game, or one of the enemies in the game.
It was called Kill the Giant Spider.
It's called a giant spider.
Yeah.
But the game is called Alone in the Dark: The New Nightmare. And one of the enemies again is
Would you be scared of an 8-bit spider?
16-bit, and no, I wouldn't. I wouldn't be scared.
Well, the
of it, no.
original Game Boy was 8-bit.
Yeah, and then the next one was 16. I think 16, and then the Game Boy Advance, I believe, was 32.
Probably.
I think it was because it went from 8 to 16 to 32.
So Bobby has decided he's going to give him the Game Boy whenever he's ready, and Peggy does not like this one bit.
Not one bit at all.
She goes, that is it. I would not have let a stranger, let alone my own son, think for 1 second that they could get away with showing disrespect to towards the man I love. You do that, and you're going to have to deal with Peggy Hill. She takes her glasses off. When this happens, you know she's serious.
That's when you know she's really serious and something weird's about to happen.
She hands them to Hank, and she goes after Bobby. I mean, she starts grabbing him, wrestling with him. He goes, what are you doing, Mom? What are you doing? Come on, Mom, don't. She goes, game over, Bobby. Come on. I mean, she means it. She goes, that's it. Come on, show me what you got. Give me that Game Boy. Give me that. No. Clever little guy. Come to Mama.
She ain't happy.
I mean, she's dragging him. She's scratching him. She's kicking him. She's doing all kinds of stuff. She goes, and she finally grabs it from him. And she goes, yeah, I have it. And holds it up in the air. Bobby says, that's mine. Give it back. She goes, in a minute. Bobby says, that's my purse, and kicks her right in the crotch.
Yep.
And what does she do? She just stands there.
Yeah, you can't really. I mean, I'm sure it hurts, but it's not the same effect.
She says, that's right, Bobby. I believe you will find I have no testicles. Where's your secret weapon now? Con, looking over the fence, goes, she's bluffing. Finish her. Shut the hell up, Con. Number
She's
one.
bluffing. That's funny.
Bobby says, I'm sorry,
She's
Mom.
bluffing.
I'm sorry, Mom. It was a reflex. She jumps on him, and he goes, Mom, okay, I said I was sorry. And she's giving him noogies on the head, just like a bully.
Yeah, like an old school
she's just
noogie,
giving him noogies. Hank from the back goes, all right, Peggy, let him go. She gets up. She walks right inside, and as she passes Hank, she goes, dinner in 10. I mean, that is turn
Dinner
it
in
on,
10.
turn it on, turn it off.
Yep.
And Hank goes over to Bobby and says, I guess next time you won't try to take on your old man. He goes, what are you so proud about? You had to get Mom to fight your battle for you. That's worse than kicking me below the belt. He goes, yeah, not so fun when somebody doesn't fight fair, is it? Just remember, I can get her to do that anytime I want. He goes, Peggy. She goes, is there a problem out there, Hank? I mean, he goes, oh,
Sicking his guard dog on.
He goes, no, we'll be right in. Now go wash up. Okay, deep breath. And he starts limping back to the house, just going, oh, because his nuts are still hurting. We get the credits, and then we get the ever-intrusive line, the ever-living line from Bobby. That's my purse. I don't know you.
Well, Chantel verified something for us, so she said, I can assure you getting kicked right there would hurt like hell.
Oh, sure.
Might even break a bone.
That's true. That's true. That's true. Well, that is it, man.
Well, you know, I was kind of thinking about that.
Yeah.
Whenever we get kicked in the crotch, there's stuff there to block it from getting slapped right into the pelvic bone. I wonder really doesn't have the same, unless she's got a fat cat, whatever that means. All right. I
don't like how this ended.
That's my purse. I don't know you.
That's my purse. I don't know you. Okay, so thank you again, everybody, for joining us. We really appreciate it every time you tune in.
Thank you so much.
Thanks to the folks that are live in the room. We appreciate that.
Yep.
Don't forget about Patreon. You can go there and help us support this show, $3 a month. Just a little something helps us kind of keep the lights on.
Yep.
Remember, every time we release one of these on Monday, you get it on YouTube, and you get video in Spotify, and then audio everywhere else.
Yep, and if you're watching on YouTube, please subscribe, like, and hit that notification bell so you can get all the notifications for all of our videos and when we go live.
Yeah. Hey, one thing real quick. Let me talk about this. This is for the people that are in the room and people listening. If you are a smaller business, and I mean like a small business, like a one-man band, that kind of thing, like the Candles or whatever, right? And you want to advertise on our shows, we have started a thing called Rogue Media Market. It is a chance for you for $25 a month to advertise your products there, and then we will advertise Rogue Media Market with your products on every one of our podcasts. So if you're trying to do something you can't afford a big ad, get in touch with us at hello@roguemedianetwork.com, and we will give you all the details. Anything else?
No, that's about it.
Where else can they find us?
You can find us at roguemedianetwork.com/BWAAAKOTH, or you can find us at BWAAAKOTH.com, or you could email us at BWAAAKOTH@gmail.com, and you can find us on most all social medias at BWAAAKOTH.
One more thing. We started a music label called Rogue Music.
Rogue Music.
If you know any musicians that independent musicians that are looking to get signed or looking to figure out a way to make some music, make some money off their music, with the exception of Spotify, give us a holler. Again, you can do that at roguemediamusic.com, or you can go hello@roguemedianetwork.com and let us know. Other than that, I think we're out of here.
Oui, Matanya.
Oui, Matanya, indeed. This has been a Rogue Media Network production.